It's unfortunate that Van Jones resigned. I wish he hadn't, because now it seems like the gloves are off. You've found a weakness. You smell blood in the water, and now it's time to go after all the Obama appointees. Holdren has a PhD from Stanford. He's been to MIT and Stanford, which are the premier science and technology schools in the world. Think about that. Given the same opportunity, someone like a President Bush would take some politically, ideologically correct individual who is unqualified and put him in that position. And we saw that repeatedly. Now, I have to tell you that while some of his statements were not politically correct, he is highly qualified for the position for which he was appointed. Now, conservatives have always complained about liberals needing to be politically correct. The hypocrisy just amazes me, because you're taking something that he worked on long ago and destroying it all out of context, okay? Now, as it turns out, population control is a very big concern. It's something that provides a real hazard to the future of humanity. If we overpopulate the planet, we're not going to be able to sustain civilization. Period. The planet will only sustain a certain level of population. We don't know where that is. But we do know that if we keep growing our population unchecked, that the result is only going to be bad. Now, what alternatives are there? There are lots of alternatives. We should try the things which allow people to cooperate first, okay? Certainly. And hopefully we've got enough time that it will sink into people's heads that they can't reproduce like bunny rabbits and expect to live on this planet for much longer. But it's another case where, the defectors win, apparently. But hopefully, when we provide a certain level of security, and this seems kind of counterintuitive to a lot of people, but when you give people more security, they tend to have fewer children, and they tend to invest more in those children. And that's what we want to do in the world. That is probably the best approach right now to containing world population, is to give all people security such that they don't feel that they need to reproduce like bunny rabbits because they're going to have massive kill-offs of children, okay? So I think security is the key to people reducing the number of children they have and investing more in a fewer number of children. That is the key, okay? Now, these other more drastic measures, I hope it never comes to that. I hope we bring things under control before any of that stuff, all right? But when he was working on this paper, he was looking at all possibilities, all right? Some of which are politically incorrect, all right? Because certainly current circumstances do not call for measures anywhere near as drastic, all right? But it is a concern. And he knows his science. And as a scientist, it was his duty to explore those alternatives, all right? But he's the most qualified man for that position, or pretty near the most qualified, And this political assassination of him, I think, is just spurred on by Van Jones' resignation and the fact that you don't care about his qualifications. You're just out to disrupt the Obama administration any way you can. And that's just your modus operandi, You've got to dredge out all this crap and take it out of context and paint him as some bizarre freak, all right? Well, you are the freak, You're the freak. You and your Chicago School of Economics have been soundly refuted throughout all this. It's all bullshit. Okay. So, I really didn't need to say that last part. That's all.